Hey guys, Mrs. Ott here. If your students have talked to you at all this week about what they did in my class, they may have mentioned something about wizards and mages and warriors, and perhaps something called Classcraft. I want to take a few minutes and explain to you what that is all about, because you might be thinking, what is Miss Ott doing in her classroom? Are they playing video games? Well, kind of. In my classroom, we use something called gamification. Gamification is all about bringing gameplay elements into the classroom to increase engagement and motivation and just generally excitement about being here in class. It's also a really great way that I can track student progress, track student behavior, reward students for doing what they should, all sorts of really awesome things. And the kids love it. So, what I want to do is just take a few minutes to walk you through what Classcraft is all about and what kinds of things I can do and what your students can do in Classcraft. So, I have a demo class here set up to kind of give you a tour. When I look at my Classcraft account, I see a whole lot of student names, and each student has chosen to set up a character that is either a warrior, a mage, or a healer. And when they choose these different characters, it comes with all sorts of different stat points. All right, so let's break it down bit by bit. All students have a certain amount of HP to start. This is like your health points in a video game. HP slowly regenerates over time, and students can lose HP in a variety of ways. Hopefully, they don't do this too often because if they're losing health points, it means that they're not quite doing what's expected of them. So let's take a look at what some of those things could possibly be. Some of these do not apply to my class, like arriving late to class. They're going to be with me because I'm going to get them. But being rude to a classmate might lose them 10 health points. Being negative about what we're doing might lose them 15 health points. I also will I have a random name generator in here that I'll show you in a few minutes. And if your student's name pops up and they're not doing what's expected of them at that moment, they'll lose a couple health points. So, health points we want to keep really high because we want to make sure that we're doing what's expected. AP, activity points. Students love activity points because activity points let them do some really cool things in the classroom. So, depending on the character that they chose, the warrior, the mage, or the healer, they can have different powers that they select. For example, the healer can choose heal. When they use this power, they use up 15 activity points, they gain some experience points, which we'll get to in a minute, and they can heal their classmates. They can give their classmates health points back. And this is going to be beneficial to them for a reason that I'll tell you in just a little bit. So the healers can heal. There's all sorts of different spells that students will have access to. And as the game goes on, as our experience increases and we level up, students will have access to more and more powers. The last thing on here I want to show you is experience points. Experience points are what students do or what students get for doing what they're supposed to do. So some things they could get experience for might be doing what's expected of them on an assignment or helping out a classmate without being asked. Pretty much anything that you would want to see a student doing in a classroom, they can earn experience points for. They will also earn experience points for completing certain activities. So when we're working through a unit, when they get something done that they're supposed to get done, they can earn experience points for completing that task well. And then down the road, we'll also be bringing in some side quests, which I'll tell you about in a month or so. But that's experience points, health points, and activity points. The gold points, we don't have access to in class because that's the paid version and I'm not paying for it. But those are the stats that your students are going to be concerned about. A couple other things to show you on this. I have some classroom tools that I can use. This Wheel of Destiny is how I can do a random student name. I can also randomly choose a team. If I randomly choose a team and I look over and they're working well together, I can give them all experience points. If they're not, I can take away some health points. Another, and this is a favorite, students love this one, the random events. They think this is super duper fun. So every day, most days, we start out class with a random event. These can either be really, really great things or really, really terrible things for students. So, for example, if we were doing a random event here, a pirate's life for ye. So, all students or one team would be randomly chosen to get 150 experience points, and then they all have to speak with a pirate accent and call me the captain. So, that's a really fun one. We could also get bad luck, and perhaps everybody has to donate 100 experience points to someone not on their team. So, all sorts of really fun things that we can do with this. So, in general, your students are in Classcraft. It's really a behavior management tool, but nested in this really awesome, fun interface that students get to interact with. All right, I hope that was helpful to you and makes some sense of what this Classcraft thing is all about. Talk to you later.